Are you sick of hearing about the next big thing in the guitar world? You're not alone, and here's why it's not your fault. I've said this in the past, it's never been a better time than right now to be a guitar player. Our spoils are plenty. There are so many good things in the guitar world. There are so many wonderful tools to help us be the best player that we can be, to sound as good as we possibly can. And most of the time, it can fit in your pocket or a backpack, and that's a great thing. Now, there are several things about being a modern guitar player that is also not very great. And that's modelers, plugins, pedals, guitar models, pickups, literally everything. There's just new stuff coming out all the time, it seems. Now, if you were to pay attention to any of the marketing for those things, there is a huge element of FOMO, fear of missing out, that they want you to have, and maybe you do need it. I was just super happy with the gear that I had, and I was very satisfied. It never even occurred to me that maybe I need some new pickups, but maybe I need some new pickups. Maybe I need that new amp sim. I don't know. But now it's time to go do your research to see if you even want those new amp sims or pickups or whatever. So now you have analysis paralysis from the option fatigue from all of the stuff coming at you. Ugh. Now, I am not talking about whether the said products are good or not. That has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying the process in which the new modern TikTok-based world works is it's exhausting. Now, a downside to all of this gear is too many options can lead to less creativity. And we've all been there. I have certainly been there when you just want to get an idea down and then suddenly you find yourself scrolling through menus for 20 minutes, trying all the various cabs and microphone selections on that cab, the speaker selection in that cab, the different virtual overdrives, etc., etc. That can really stifle creativity. I want to get something down now, and I want to write my song or write my riff. I don't want to have to worry about any menus. But on the flip side, that can be a lot of fun. That can be a creative spark. So where do we find ourselves in this insane world of option paralysis in the guitar world? So how do we break free from gear burnout? Here are the things that I do personally that help me, and maybe they'll help you. First, I set gear fasting periods. What I mean by this is I will limit myself to not trying out any new thing. And I'm not talking about new gear. What I am talking about is poking around my Axe FX3 and trying out different amp models for my patch. Oh, let's try the Diesel. Let's try the Marshall. Let's try the EVH Stealth that just got added in the new firmware. I won't do that, and I will set that time limit for a day, a few days, or a week. Gear fasting. It's awesome. The second thing I will do to combat gear burnout is I will set boundaries and limits on the tools that I am allowed to use. So I will limit myself to 1 or 2 guitars for a day, 3 days, or a week. I will limit myself to 1 tonal option, whether that is just the Axe FX, just a single amplifier, whatever. And I will limit myself to using a maximum of 1 or 2 pedals, all right? So I can't spend time in my closet digging through and trying different overdrives. I am limiting myself to using a couple of overdrives for my boosted rhythm guitar tone, and that's it. The third thing I do to combat gear burnout is I focus on something else like technique, music theory, or video editing techniques, or learning Pro Tools a little bit better, but not focusing on the gear that I am using. Songwriting is a great example. Maybe I want to brush up on the circle of fifths. It has nothing to do with gear. And the fourth thing I do to combat gear burnout is go back to an old favorite. When I am experiencing gear burnout, I go back to my first Strat, my Fender Strat, my stickered Strat that I've had since I was 15 years old. That creates songwriting ideas. That creates creative sparks for me. I'll go back to my White Schecter ATX Solo 6 that I built this channel on. I will go back to old favorites as opposed to exploring, new cool stuff. Works really, really well. That's all I really had for this video. Do you guys ever feel burnt out by all the gear and the releases coming out? Are you fatigued a little bit? Drop a comment. What do you do to combat gear fatigue? I would love to know. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.